Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Dream Printing Podcast. Today, I have a very special guest on the show, one of my print school students. Today, we're going to have Yvonne on the show, and she created this incredible Getting Unstuck Journal. I cannot wait for you to hear everything that she has to say and about her journey, the process. And if you are interested in grabbing one of her journals, she was generous enough to give me a discount code. You can use the code POLLY at checkout, and I have all the links below for you to grab your copy of the journal. So make sure you check it out. I'm so proud of her. And without further ado, let's welcome Yvonne to the show. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Dream Printing Podcast. I'm so excited to have Shavonne here. Yay. So Shavonne is an incredible woman. She's an incredible creator. She is a student and basically an alumni of print school. And she created an incredible product, which is called the Getting Unstuck Journal. It's a processing journal for healing. And she launched a Kickstarter, and not only did she hit her goal, she jumped over her goal, and she just did such a great job with seeing her vision come to life. Everything was top notch. You did such a fantastic job. I wanted to have you on the podcast and hear more about this because I now have two of your journals. I love them. And so welcome to the show.
Thank you, Polly. I'm so happy to be here. I feel excited and honored just to be a part of this program and to have you feature me as one of the students. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell everybody who is listening a little more about you.
Well, my name is Shavonne. I go by Bon, V-O-N. I am 40 years old. I grew up in a town called Lansing, Michigan, and now I live on the West Coast. So I live in Las Vegas, actually.
Neat.
And I have a 4-year-old son who just turned 7. Sorry, he just turned 4 on the 7th yesterday. So we celebrated him. My background is communications and marketing. So I've been doing that for many, many years. I work for a nonprofit that serves people with disabilities. And I signed up for print school a year ago, the first print school offering, June 2022, actually. So
Yeah.
now it's a year and a half ago. Um, just challenging myself to, as you say, dream again and pursue one of those dreams of mine that have been on the back burner for a while. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
And I love that you took your time in the class. I think our society is very much like a Amazon Prime microwave society. I know I'm
Yeah,
super impatient. Like I want what I want and I want it yesterday.
yeah.
And I watched you really take your time in the course, take your time with the thoughtful design, take your time with iterations, take your time with the launch. And I think that's really attributed partly to your success, obviously with a marketing background and communication background you had the upper hand for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and but I think taking your time really led to a better product. Was that ever frustrating? And like, I'd love to hear a little bit of your journey.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because taking my time was not my plan. I signed up thinking that I would get this done in probably about 6 months. Like I'm a person who's like, once I put my mind to something, I like to like chop chop, let's get
Yeah.
to it, let's get it done.
Yeah.
And life lives, as we all know. And I had to really just sit back and go, okay, I'm going to take my time with this. I'm not going to rush and put junk out there. Not to say that quickness means junk, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to just get it done. You know what I mean? I wanted to create something that was quality, that people would enjoy, that people would use.
Mhm.
And so I kind of, once I got to the, because I worked on my content kind of over time. That kind of came together quickly because I had really had most of it. But I gathered a couple friends of mine for the editing process, and I didn't want to rush them on their timelines because these we're all working people.
Yeah.
um and then once I got to the design, which I was thinking about doing myself. I'm not an experienced designer, but I'm familiar with some of the programs, and so I was like, oh, maybe I could do it myself. But I was not able to do that. And I reached out to Nadine, and she was like, this is going to be a little process. And I was like, all right, I'm going to let the process be the process. And then I was okay with it. And I think resting in that, like, just even resting in God's provision for time, it really came out at the perfect time, to be quite
Mm.
honest. Just with my life and the kind of product that it is, because it really is such a piece of me, and my personal journey. And so it really lined up with things that just were going on with my own life. So it was the right time. I would have probably fumbled it trying to rush and just get it done. So yeah, I kind of had to turn down my anxiousness to be productive and get it done for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and the way I used to make planners when I first started, I would just go so fast. And now I start a year ahead because, and even that's with me having a template. It's not starting from scratch each year.
Wow.
And just to get it in early and to not
Yeah.
have the stress and to have buffer and margin and to have a life like that, it's so important. So I have your product here in my hands. For those of you watching, you can see it. And if you are listening right now, you can head over to our YouTube channel and watch this. But it is absolutely beautiful. I love the color. I love how vibrant it is. I love the content of it. I love that it also comes with this fun magnet.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
fun.
The
So
feeling wheel.
tell us a little bit about the journal and like the inspiration and how it works.
Sure. So the journal was really birthed out of my own journey of being stuck. Like I was just in such the last few years of my life have been such years of transition and
Mhm.
shifts for me. I was dealing with a lot of grief, loss of people and relationships. And when we go through things, we can just get stuck in that place. It just can be so difficult to even just locate yourself.
Mhm.
And in my own journey, just with therapy and the support of people who love me, like I've been able to get unstuck. But through that time, I journaled a lot. I'm a traditional journaler. I've always journaled since I was like a teenager. I have like books of
Yeah.
journals of me, just so that's
Same.
a part of me.
Yeah.
Um but there was a season, I remember very distinctly the Holy Spirit telling me to get back to journaling, and because I hadn't been doing it in a while. And so I started doing that. And in that process, it really helped me start navigating how to move forward. Like I would go back to some of my journal entries, and it would be the answer for the prayer that I
Wow.
prayed that morning.
Yeah.
And a lot of times for me, when I'm journaling, like scriptures will come to mind for me, or I'll write out little prayers or things like that. And so I was doing that. And then when I signed up for Print Your Thing challenge, which my original intention was not to do a journal. I thought I was listening in because I've always wanted to do greeting cards.
Yeah.
And uh, during the Print Your Thing, that training that you did, that's when the idea for the journal came. And God was just downloading all kind of ideas for me. And then I was going back to my own self and I was like, oh, I kind of already have the journal here. Like I would talk about my feelings. I'd have scriptures to speak to those feelings, things like that. So that's where the foundation of the journal came from. What people will find in there is, I like to call it a loosely guided journal.
Mhm.
It's not prescriptive in that every day you have a certain prompt that you have to answer. But there are bonus prompts in the back to help get you thinking about your process or talking to God or what your feelings are or whatever. And then there's icons at the top that you can say, maybe, hey, today I'm feeling like I need rest today, or I'm feeling like I need connection today, or Polly's holding it up there.
Yeah.
Today I need more time with God, whatever that means, through stillness, through prayer, through reading his word. And then it's just some basic stuff. I need to eat, or
Yeah.
I need more water,
Yes.
because sometimes when we're stuck in stuff, uh, we think it's one thing when it's really, you actually just need to go to bed. Like you're
Yeah.
not as angry or sad as you think, you're just exhausted. And
Mhm.
so the journal is designed to help you figure out where you are, is to draw more self-awareness, and just having language for your emotions. There's a feelings wheel in there to point to, like, today, what am I feeling? Because a lot of times we don't even have language for how we feel. We just, oh, I'm fine, or I don't know how I feel. I don't know. A lot of times we say that, but the feelings wheel helps you point specifically to some words that can help you articulate where you are and help you get unstuck.
So cool. So tell us about the launch and what's next for the journal.
So the launch happened. I launched in October, late October, and then I ran it for a month. So I ran it right through, because the launch happened later than I planned, but it was okay. Um, so I extended it through Black Friday because I was like, okay, people are going to be shopping. Maybe that'll be a great final push. So my goal was $5,000, and I raised almost 96, $9,700. It was almost double. Yeah, it was
Woo!
wild. It blew me out. I was like, what is happening right now? I just couldn't even believe it. But so thankful. Yeah, I did everything. Like I made the list like you taught us in the modules, of everybody and anybody I could think of. I blew up people's phones, all text numbers that I had, Facebook, Instagram, old emails. I just sent it out afraid, right? Because there's some parts of this that you just have to do it afraid. I don't know if
Mhm.
you're always going to feel just bold and brave. I mean, it felt very vulnerable for me to share this with the world. I don't have a very it's not like I have a public presence out there, right? And so I definitely felt that, what are people going to think? Like, what if it fails? Um all of those fears, but do it anyway. Do it
Yeah,
afraid.
do it
Do it
afraid.
afraid. And yeah, I raised almost nearly double than what I planned. So God just really breathed on it, and people really were responding to, even when the backers got it, because I think I had over, maybe just over 100 backers, and they came earlier than I expected, so I was able to get them out right around Christmas time. But I had so many comments about the quality of the product. People were like surprised. They were like, "This is beautiful. The quality." I had a couple people write to me just about the paper alone, like, the paper, I write with pencil and pen. This is just gliding on the pages. And so that was really rewarding, to just see people's responses to it, and that they appreciated the thoughtfulness that went into the journal. It's not just a journal with lines, but they could tell that it was a product that had a lot of time and thought put into it. So, yeah, so that happened. It's been a busy 2 months, 2.5 months, launching the Kickstarter, getting the orders in and getting them out to everybody. And now I am just focusing on creating more kind of fun social media. Like I did a lot of little like some of my promotions were
I loved
just
them. They were
fun.
so good.
I gained a new respect for content creators because a little 15-second little spot takes a long time. Like
Yeah.
you're not experienced in it, but it was fun. So I'm working on putting out more promotional stuff and building my email list, and maybe thinking about doing something like the newsletter so I can get new followers or keep the current
Mhm.
ones so that they can share with other people. So now in the new year, I'm just trying to really work on building stronger marketing so I can get the rest of the product out there, and looking at influencers who I can maybe share it with, and then they
Sure.
can share it with their stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I know in launch school module, it's the final module, it's all about growth strategies. So there's lessons there. I think SMS would be really strong for you too. And
Okay.
yeah, so check those out.
Yeah, I gotta
And
watch the last
where are you
module.
with so whenever you do a Kickstarter launch, for those of you listening, you have to also eventually do a website launch because that's where you're going to sell evergreen and ship them out. And, so
Yeah.
where are you at on that step? Because that's probably the next one, right?
Yes, so my Shopify site is done.
Woohoo!
Yes, that is done. I've started to send that out to people who missed the Kickstarter. That's the thing about that's one piece of advice I would give to people. Do not feel like you're bugging people when your campaign is out to remind them. People actually need reminders. Like we
Yeah.
are so labored with so much content coming our way, well-intentioned people can just forget.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you're running a Kickstarter, it's only for a segment of time. So it's really helpful to remind people, because I had a lot of folks like, oh, I meant to give, it's closed now. So now I'm sending them no, you can order right
Yeah.
here on the
Right here,
website.
order 5.
Yep, yep. So I'm starting to push that
Fill
out,
up
but
your
I
Easter
need
baskets, people. Come on.
exactly, exactly. And I
Yeah.
have an evergreen kind of product too.
Yes.
It's not time sensitive, so that helps too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I finished my website probably last week. Shopify was really simple, so and pretty intuitive, especially for people who have never built one. So thanks for sending that
Yay.
as a
So
resource.
where can people go buy your journal?
You can buy the journal at Getting Unstuck with Vaughn, VON.com. Gettingunstuckwithvaughn.com. You can find the journal
Woohoo!
there. And yeah, check it out. If you're a journaler, even if you're not a journaler and you want to explore it, this is a great tool to help you get into the practice of it, because it's got a lot of stuff to support you. So, yeah, I would encourage you to get it if you're into that.
I'm so excited. I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you. You did such a phenomenal job. And I'm so excited to hear that your website's ready. That's incredible.
Yes.
Congratulations. You are officially a Prince School alumni. And I have no
Hey.
doubt that you're gonna breeze through these next sales. And what's more important than the $9,000 that you raised or the 100 backers, it's the fact that those people are going to have an impact in their life from something that you obediently created. And that's what's
Yeah.
so exciting. It's the ripple effect.
Yeah.
And someone that goes through this journal and gets a little healthier, they have
Yeah.
a healthier marriage, they have a healthier home, they have a healthier
Yes.
motherhood, they have, there's so much in what you're doing that helps with legacy. And I feel
Yeah.
super proud of you. And if any of you guys listening want to join print school, go to horatioprinting.com/print school after you have purchased the Unstuck Journal, which all the links are below.
Yep.
And tell us also where we can find you and connect with you, Vaughn.
You can find me at on Instagram at Getting Unstuck Journal. You can find me on Facebook at Getting Unstuck Journal, a processing journal for healing page. I'm on TikTok at Getting Unstuck with Vaughn. And then the website, gettingunstuckwithvaughn.com.
Yay! Well,
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Thanks for coming on the show today and telling us your story. It was really inspirational.
Oh, thank you for having me, Polly. And thank you for just sharing the secrets. I mean, that is such what you've done, the kind of seeds that you've planted with this. God is just so, so pleased. And um, you are just sowing so many seeds of hope for so many. So I appreciate you because not a lot of people um, would have done what you've done in creating this and literally giving us step by step. I mean, I couldn't have done it without the program. So thank you for just being obedient to. Yeah.
Yay! Well, thank you. And I was just thinking about when you said high quality stuff, that just made my heart sing because I think people are more inspired. It's
Yes.
high quality too, because you could have done it. It just probably wouldn't have been exactly how you liked it.
Yeah.
And then
It
you
would
wouldn't
have
have
been fine,
it
right?
would have been fine, but like you might not have loved it, and
Yeah.
therefore you might not have shared it as much. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And then it wouldn't take root the way it has. And so,
Absolutely.
as much as like sometimes the high quality of the paper seems kind of vain, like and expensive, and actually it's not super expensive the way we do it. We learn how to do things really
Right.
affordable. Um,
Right.
but there's just something beautiful about excellence, and you did it, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank
And I
you.
hope you guys all go grab one of her journals, and can't wait to see how many people get unstuck in 2024.
Yes. Getting unstuck. You're worth it.
All right, take
All
care.
right. Bye-bye.